What if cleanliness wasn't just practical, but life-saving? Deuteronomy 23 gives instructions for proper waste disposal outside the camp, including covering it after use. Those words were written around 1500 years before Christ. At that time, sanitation was virtually non-existent. Human waste was dumped into streets, rivers, and living areas. Disease was blamed on curses, spirits, or bad air. There was no understanding of bacteria, contamination, or waterborne illness. Ancient cities were breeding grounds for disease. Cholera, dysentery, and typhoid would later devastate populations for centuries, all because waste contaminated living spaces and water supplies. There were no microscopes, no germ theory, no knowledge that invisible organisms caused sickness. But modern science tells a very different story. Today, we know that improper waste disposal spreads disease. Fecal bacteria contaminate water, food, and hands. Modern public health is built on sanitation systems, clean water, and hygiene. Wherever sanitation improves, disease rates drop. Wherever it collapses, outbreaks follow. Cleanliness doesn't just improve comfort, it saves lives. Here's what makes this interesting. Deuteronomy doesn't frame sanitation as ritual or superstition. It treats it as a practical requirement for community health. Waste is removed from living areas and buried, exactly the kind of behavior modern epidemiology recommends. That directly contradicts the ancient worldview and aligns with principles science would not confirm for thousands of years. This does not prove the Bible is true by itself. One statement never does. But the pattern keeps strengthening. We've seen disease treated as contagious, and now we see disease prevented through sanitation. This episode moves from containment to prevention. And the next episodes escalate even further. Be sure to follow the series because each episode continues to build. And by episode 15, the conclusion becomes extremely difficult to avoid. Now I want to hear from you in the comments. Why would ancient writers emphasize sanitation when their world had no concept of germs? And if modern science confirms sanitation saves lives, where did that ancient understanding come from?